Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 6 o'clock. It's time for a Magic Live. Today I'm going to perform for you one of my favourite routines at my cabaret show. I'm a big fan of story deck routines, and this is one that I've done ever since I bought it from Michael J. Fitch. It's called Life is Box of Chocolates. If you like this, please contact Michael. It is one of the best stage routines there is. Now, I also do this close-up. I'm going to be showing you the close-up version today. The only difference between the two is close-up uses a pack of cards, while the stage version uses big, massive A1 cards, and it plays to like 1,000 people. I've actually done this as a front of cloth piece in my illusion show. It is one of the best tricks ever created. It's called Life is a Box of Chocolates. It's a story deck routine. Let's have a look at it right now. I have Sarah behind the camera. So Sarah, you're going to help me with this, okay?
Okay.
And I have here something that I know you're a massive fan of. It looks like a pack of cards. It's not a pack of cards. You see on the other side, I have chocolate. Now, I know you're not really a big fan of Milky Ways, but this is a whole bunch of chocolate. We've got loads of them. We've got like 40 or 50 different chocolate bars. Some of the chocolate bars I know you love. Some of the chocolate bars I don't think you like as much, but we're going to try and do something with these.
Okay.
We're going to do an experiment in memory retention. I'm going to show you how amazing my memory is, because I've got a pretty good memory. And I'm going to show you how amazing my memory is. I'm going to give these cards a shuffle.
Yeah.
When I've shuffled them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and memorize the order of the cards.
Right.
Okay. Now I'm going to give myself 10 seconds to memorize the order of the cards, and then I'm going to try and reel them off to you. Okay. So 10 seconds. You're going to give me 10 seconds. You can count out loud, and my time starts now.
Okay. 1, 2.
Faster. I'm better than that.
3, 4.
Bit faster.
5, 6.
I'm not that good.
7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Got it. There you go. Memorize the entire pack. Now, I could just reel off the cards one by one. I could do that. But I'm going to try and go one step further. I'm going to try and tell you the order of the cards without looking at them. And I'm going to construct a story at the same time. And I have to use the name of each chocolate bar in the order in which it comes up. And I have to use every single chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Okay? I can't guarantee the quality of this story because it's done on the fly. But let's see what we can do. Okay, so in fact, we'll make it a story about you and me. We'll make it a story about us. And when we went to London a few years ago, remember our anniversary a few years ago when we went to London? Impromptu thing. We just woke up in the morning, we went to London. And if you remember, we went down London really early in the morning, and when we got there, we went on the tube. Now, I've got to be honest, I hate the tube. The reason I hate the tube is because it's full of Smarties. It's a tube full of Smarties. It's a tube full of... It's the best I'm going to get, to be honest, but there you go. When we got off the tube, we caught a bus, and I distinctly remember it was a big bus. It was a double-decker. And we caught the bus, and we got off the bus. And when I got off the bus, I remember that woman standing there. She was really, really pretty. She was she was dressed in all gold. Yeah, she was all gold. In fact, she was foreign. I'm pretty sure she was Turkish. She was a Turkish delight, actually. Actually, I don't think she was Turkish. Thinking about it, I think she was Maltese. Yeah, she was Malteser. She was Maltese. Anyway, if you remember, we got off the bus, and we saw a park, and I said to you, "Hey, let's go in the park and have a picnic." And you were like, "Oh, really good idea." So we walked into the park, and as we walked into the park, a load of people went running past me. And I said, "Hey, look at that, Sarah, it's the London Marathon." And you said, "How do you know it's the London Marathon?" And I said, "Well, look at their feet, they're all wearing sneakers." Sneaker. This is the best it's going to get, Sarah. Anyway, if you remember, we sat down to have our picnic, and a little dog came running over to us. A little dog. I'm pretty sure it was a Yorkie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Yorkie. I remember looking at his name tag, and his name was Rolo. His name was definitely Rolo, and he squatted right next to Sarah, and he did a little walnut whip, and I said, "Ooh, you revel! Ooh, you revel!" Anyway, if you remember, after our picnic, it was starting to get a little bit dark, and I was trying to be romantic, and I said, "Look up at the sky, Sarah, look over there, you can see the galaxy." I said, "Look over there, you can see the Milky Way." I said, "Look over there, you can see Mars." I looked at you, and I said, "Look, I can see Uranus," and I remember you kicking me in the curly whirly. Anyway, we left the park and we started to walk, nice romantic walk, and we walked for miles, and we ended up walking down that street. The street was called Quality Street, and we walked down Quality Street until we saw a club. There you go. And the club, I remember it was called Wonkers. And I said to Sarah, "We should go into the club because I'm tired, I'm starting to flake. I need a bit of a time out." You know what to say, have a break, have a...
Kit Kat.
Exactly. So we went into the club, and can you remember the music?
No.
I remember when we went into the club, music was playing. It was, by the way, when we went into the club, it was late. It was after 8, and when we went in there, music was playing, and it was Eminem. M&M. And you went to the toilet. I remember you going to the toilet straight away. And you went to the toilet, and there was this guy. I never told you this whole story. I'm telling you now for the first time. There was this woman on the dance floor. She was a real dame. She really was. And she was dancing. Well, she wasn't dancing. She was just spinning round and round and round. She was more like twirling. She was twirling. And she saw me. She looked at me, and I looked at her. And she walked over to me. And as she got closer, I could tell she smelled like roses. And she whispered into my ear. She said, "You're my hero." And then she said, "Is that a Toblerone in your pocket, or you're just glad to see me?"
Right.
And I said, "No, it's a mini milk." Anyway, if you remember, you then came out the bathroom and you looked at me and you shot me a death stare. So I went over to the bar. I said, "I'll get some drinks." I went over to the bar. And you weren't drinking that night, I remember that. And I walked over to the bar. It was really hot. I took my jacket off. I threw it on the bar. I remember the bartender saying, "Hey, mate, you can't leave that lying there. Leave that lying there." And he said, "What do you want?" And I remember you weren't drinking and you wanted a milk, which I thought was weird in a bar, but you said you wanted me to order you a milk. So I ordered you a milk and I spilt it all over the bar. And I said, "I'm so sorry, mate. I've given you a milky bar." And he said, "Don't worry, over there's a milk tray." Milk tray. And he said to me, "What do you do for a living?" I said, I'm a magician." He said, "Oh, that's kind of a surprise." Kind of a surprise. He said, "You don't do that black magic, do you?" And I said, "Nah, mate, I just do Twix." Anyway, if you remember, at the end of the night, we had a lovely time at the nightclub, and we decided to catch a taxi home. There's the taxi, and the reason we're out for the whole night is because it was my anniversary with my beautiful wife, and we wanted to celebrate. And that's my story, and I am sticking to it. There you go. It plays to a massive audience. It's a wonderful routine. It's by Michael J. Fitch. It's called Life is a Box of Chocolates. It works for close-up and stage. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And if you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow. My name's Craig from Magic TV.